Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Rupes managed to get to the summit of Mount Ordeals, and there he and his companions, the twins, and his old companion Tella from the underground waterway, managed to defeat the Fiend of Oath, Millen. So now all that has to be done is to become a paladin, I guess, in this room right here, which has a really big mirror on one side. That's a really bad mirror because even though Rupes is a pig, it's reflecting his Dark Knight reflection. I've been waiting, so fills me. Let me entrust you with my power. And we get this free sword that's going to change Rupes from a pig to a paladin. But his transformation isn't complete yet. He still has to overcome the darkness within himself. And that is reflected in the mirror there, so. Part of your past, overcome your darkness. If you can't overcome your past self, the sacred power of light will not accept you. Two Rupes, what's going on? Rupes! Rupes! Hey dude, watch out! No need to help, this is my own fight. I must defeat him to amend my past guilt. And to defeat this Dark Knight, basically just do nothing. You can technically defeat him, and I'll show that off, if you have like something like the Dancing Dagger, because that can deal enough damage to him to defeat him before a voice would come in and tell you not to fight, basically. But if you just don't do anything, just let him use that ability there, that Darkness Wave. That's the ability that's dummied out in the American version. And basically, it takes hit points away from you to deal damage, so I guess maybe what's happening there is the thing is using his own hit points, the Dark Knight there. He's using his own hit points by attacking you, and then you just basically, you outlast him, so. He used all his hit points into attacking you, and you just absorbed it and took it, so. And with that, Rupes has officially become a paladin. I'll show off defeating the thing with the Dancing Dagger after the video here, like at the end, a little snippet. I did it in the test run, so. Because I used the Misskip there. You're right on, hush. What is this I'm feeling? It's so familiar, that voice. Yeah, it called him son for some reason. Oh my. Master Tella? Yes, I remember the spells. Really, Tella recalled all the spells he had forgotten. And he also remembers, or the light is bestowed upon him, the greatest black magic, Meteo. So now Tella has basically every white magic and black magic spell in the game, with the exception of Holy in the or white in for white magic, and for black magic he lacks the Quake, Death, and Flare spell. Okay, now all ready. Let's go and get Golbez. What are you doing, Rupes? We must go. Yeah. But that light, it called me my son. Wait a sec. So Tella's going to be a lot more useful now. The only thing that's hindering Tella's usefulness is he's never going to get more than 90 MP, and that's purposely designed like that so that he can't cast Meteo in the game, because Meteo is reserved for like a special cutscene. Now there's an magic underflow glitch you can do that I'll show off in the future that does allow you to cast Meteo, so, but then that doesn't make sense story-wise. But I'll still show that off. But Tella now has, like I said, pretty much every single spell. The main ones are going to be those level 3 elemental spells and the virus spell. That's non-elemental, but the good thing about that is it has like no casting time. So as soon as you basically select it, he'll cast it. Where like other spells take a while to cast. So that's a really good spell when you don't hit an elemental weakness. So we can give Rupes all that paladin gear we got. He comes equipped with cloth armor, so that's why I didn't need to buy the paladin armor back in Mysidia. Plus, we couldn't afford it, so that's the reason I skipped it, because I knew I was going to have some armor. But once we get back to Mysidia, we'll end up buying that paladin armor. We'll also get Tella some upgraded armor as well. And we don't have to worry about a weapon, though, or stuff like that for Tella. Because we'll be getting them, we'll be going a little away from what the story tells us to go. When we get back to Mysidia, we're going to be told that we can go back to Baron. But instead of going, well, we'll go to Baron, but then instead of sticking around Baron and figuring out what needs to be done there, I'll end up going to Mist, because we can get that good equipment that we missed. We can get a dancing dagger for Pala, we can get that tiara for Porum, and we get that rod for Tella that'll boost his intelligence. And intelligence, of course, factors into the amount of damage that your black magic spells deal. So, speaking of dealing damage, now that Rupes is a paladin, he can deal regular damage to these undead monsters. So, the only thing that's missing is he no longer has that instant KO effect that the Black Sword had. But overall, Rupes' this game, is much better as a paladin. As you can see, he already has more hit points than he did as a Dark Knight, even at level 1. And he's going to be gaining levels really, really quick because he started as a level 1 character. So, yeah, all the stats are much better. He also learns white magic. He doesn't learn a lot of white magic. He's only going to learn 6 white magic spells in total. Heal, Cure 1, Cure 2, Peep, Sight, and Exit. But that's okay, because those can be used outside of battle, the cures to heal up and supplement other characters' healings, and in a pinch he can serve as a healer. But his main role is going to be an attacker and a defender. And I say he's going to be a defender because he's going to have a lot of hit points, and he has an innate ability called Cover. And what you can do is you can select Cover in battle and then choose a target, and if that target gets targeted by a physical attack, Rupes will jump in front and block that attack. And if the character's down to critical hit points, where they're like kneeling, and Rupes will automatically cover. You don't even have to select it; he'll just do it automatically, so you don't have to like waste a turn selecting that. So let's just heal our magic points here with the white chocobo, and then we'll grab a gold chocobo and head back to Mysidia. But before we head back there, I just want to show something off. Remember the Peninsula Power in Final Fantasy 1? It was an area where there was 4 squares that overlapped with that were at the beginning of the area that overlapped with a much later zone, monster zone, later in the game. So you get tough monsters there early. Basically above Mount Ordeals there is a very similar situation. So I took the gold chocobo there. If you go there, you can find some little bit of tougher enemies, because there's some islands above there. We kind of saw them when we had the boat for Buell before we got attacked by Leviathan. Yeah, some tougher enemies there, so we can get some like better experience and stuff like that. But you don't really need to do that. Rupes is gonna gain a lot of experience just fighting normally here. So here in Mysidia, he's finally get the last piece of paladin gear. Tella will get him a Gaia helmet and a silver ring. The rest of the stuff, like I said, we'll end up getting when we take that detour to Mist. So, yeah, we're pretty much, like I said, decked out. So, let's get rid of that old stuff. Like I said, we don't need those staffs anymore, so I just got rid of them, sold them off. Like I said, Tella will be getting a rod, and if you manage to be lucky and win one of those rods from the Liliths, that could be also equipped on him, and that'll boost his intelligence. Yeah, you really want to start, wow, you noble looking. Oh, you really did. What, a true paladin? Oh, dazzling, this is a paladin, but that dancer will still turn you into a pig, so we're not going to talk with her. But yeah, I was saying, right now, like, the main thing you're worried about with Tella is getting stuff that's going to boost his intellect. So, wow, this is the paladin. What a surprise. Yeah, stats are going to start paying a little bit more attention now because we're going to start getting some armors and other gear that increase stats. So sometimes it might not be the best just to get the most defensive gear because sometimes a stat that a piece of equipment may be granting will do something better, like it might give you an attack multiplier or by boosting your agility or power. So, oh, you really became? Here you are, man, unbelievable. What about? I felt guilty, but I had no spy on you, but it turned out there was no need for it. And that's what they were basically trying to tell us, remember, where Palom started saying that we came here to spy, but then his sister hit him. Got him shut up there when we first met Telon Mountain Ordeals. So, the Elder here has taken interest in Rupes' sword, because Rupes' sword is inscribed with this legend. And we're going to learn that there's another culture that also has this legend. So Mysidia is the only one, not the only place that has this legend. One to be born from a dragon, hoisting the light and the dark, arises high up in the sky to the still land. Veiling the moon with the light of eternity, it brings another promise to Mother Earth with a bounty and mercy. And that'll make more sense, obviously, as the game goes on, but that's a little teaser right now, basically, so. Elder don't know what it means, neither do we, but we'll learn eventually. But we Mysidians from generation to generation are told to wish for it, and believe in the one with the sacred light. I'm sure that you are the one. Now we must get rid of Golbez in a hurry. Oh, tell her, it's been a while, Elder. We have met him on Mount Ordeals. This old man knows the legendary Medio. What? Is the world in such a dire crisis to unseal Medio? It seems so. I must avenge Anna. Avenge? You mean Golbez took my daughter's life. I'll make him pay for it with Medio. Do not fight with vengeance, Tella. Moreover, you are in no condition to use Medio. Even if the price is my life, I can't forgive Golbez. I thought you'd say so. You haven't changed. You too. But Roos has become a paladin. If you join forces, you must get back to Baron and get the airship to fight Golbez on equal terms. Very well. I open the certain road. I'll confine myself in the Tower of Wishes and wish for you all. Paladin Rupes. And even though they've completed their duty, the twins want to come with us. Paladin Plum, you've completed your duty. It's not over yet. He told us to help him. Please allow us to go with him. The Mount Ordeals accepted you and returned you alive. Thus this may be your destiny. Rupes, Tella, please look after these two children. So the other seems like kind of a joke there, because like he's like surprised that the mountain accepted them and allowed them to come back alive. So was he like sending them off, potentially sending them off to his death? Is that maybe why he chose children? Because he's like, well, they're kind of expendable. Like they're just starting their studies. You know, I don't know. It just seems like kind of a jokish thing. It's probably a mistranslation or a weird translation. So I doubt he meant it like that. But that could be the problem sometimes with translations. They're done poorly. And this one kind of was criticized for the way it was translated. Wish to for the sake of all those who live. Our elders have been wishing in this tower ever since. The destiny is within your hands. The only thing I can do is to wish for all of you. Palamporn, behave yourselves and help Rupes. So yeah, they'll stick with us as you head to Baron now that the Serpent Road is uncovered. Now, in the after years, this is actually a dungeon. It kind of reminds you of Castle Ordeals from Final Fantasy 1, where you gotta kind of step on the right teleporters and stuff. But for right now, in this base game here, sorry about the capture card cutting out there. Happened before on Mount Ordeals a little bit there. It just does that sometimes. I don't know until afterwards. But anyway, yeah, this time it just teleports us back to Baron Town. Remember back when we first started the game with Jarvis, we tried to go into it and it said sealed on Mysidia's end. Well, it's no longer sealed, so we can use it because it was never sealed on Baron's end here. So, now I just mentioned Jarvis earlier. Back when we first started the game and we went with to Mist with Jarvis, there were some enemies here that I didn't pick up from the best area because I just went and grabbed the gold chocobo and went right to the Mist Cavern. So I'm going to pick up those two enemies here now, and then I'm going to grab a gold chocobo and go to the Mist Cavern, and then I'll meet you on the other side of the Mist Cavern, because there's no need to really go through that because it's a small dungeon. We already saw it, so save you some time. But the two enemies we're going to meet here are the Floatai and the Eagle. One thing about the Eagle is, in the Japanese version, the Eagle was one of the enemies that can drop the Cockatrice summon. Other enemies that can do that are like the Cockatrice, the Rock Baby, basically palette swaps of this Eagle monster. But it was dummied out of the American version, probably because they figured it might be too strong. Basically, it's an instant death summon, and it's really cheap. Basically, you'd have Georgie cast it, and a Cockatrice would come and turn an enemy into stone. So, Tella has a stone spell, and we'll see that later on. And so it doesn't really matter if you didn't have that instant death spell, because stone can basically be an instant death. Yeah, Georgie has, in the original version, has 4 extra summons she can think. We can learn 3 of them in this game. The Goblin, the Imp, the Bomb summon, and then this Mage summon. So, and I'll show them all off in the bonus episode. I'll also show off an underflow glitch in the bonus episode, or in a future episode, that shows off how Tella can cast Meteor. But right now I'm just going to show off defeating the Dark Knight here through damage. Normally if you attack the Dark Knight, after a few rounds you'll get like a message saying, you know, like, power isn't what you should do. It basically tells you, like, don't attack it. But with the Dancing Dagger, which you use as an item, you can deal enough damage before you get the message telling you not to fight to defeat the Dark Knight here. So, he has about like 900 hit points. So the Dancing Dagger, if it rolls pretty high, can overcome those hit points, and then you know, basically force that message. The justice is not the only right in this world to pop up. So yeah, it's basically like I said, either you do enough damage real quick, we'll say with the Dancing Dagger, or you just absorb enough shots in time, and then the battle will end. And speaking of ending, that's where this is going to end, and thanks for coming along, and see you in the next episode. Bye!